So let's get started. Can everyone see my screen, the power of your breath? And you can all hear me okay? Brilliant. Great. So thank you so much for all being here tonight. I'm here so you can get a better understanding of these breathing techniques that are in your ebook and how to bring these into your daily practice. So why breath work? Breathing impacts every aspect of our health, our sleep, our digestion, our movement, our mental well-being, disease and recovery. It's an extraordinary resource with life-changing potential. It's simple, available to everyone, and at the tip of your nose. And in this fast-paced world, where stress and anxiety have become commonplace, finding effective, accessible tools to manage our well-being is more important than ever. So I love this quote from one of my favorite breathwork teachers, Patrick McEwen: "The quality of your breath determines the quality of your life." And I really and truly, honestly believe that. So a little bit about me. So my background is from the festival and event industry. I was one of the co-founders of Explore, a pioneer and one of the first women in the international DJ scene way back in the early 90s. And I've been involved in multiple events throughout New Zealand. In 2020, during the pandemic, I discovered breathwork, where I experienced my own personal transformation, and this led me into my new life pathway. Now I'm a passionate wellness advocate, sharing the power of breathwork with you and many others. And here's a little insight from me. I honestly believe, hand on heart, that if all humans breathed better, more functionally, that the world would actually be a better place and a different place if we all knew how to breathe properly and use our breath at the right times and bring us into a better state of calm and peace and tranquility. The world would definitely be a different place. So let's work on that together. So why are you here? And what do you hope that breathwork will do for your own physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being? Is there any particular aspect of your life that you're really hoping to shift or heal? Now, you don't have to share this unless you want to pop it in the chat. Otherwise, just hold on to your intention, take that through the class today, and move forward with your breathwork practice into the future. So what does breathwork do for us? It alleviates stress and anxiety. It enhances focus, clarity, and creativity. It elevates our energy levels. It improves our sleep quality. It balances the nervous system. And it supports better physical performance, along with increasing our lung capacity. Now, here's a really interesting fact. Did you know that our lung capacity peaks in your early 20s, when we're so young? But then we carry on with life, of course. What can we do to keep our lungs healthy is to exercise, have a good diet and lifestyle, and of course, breath work. Today, I'll be guiding you through the breathing techniques from the ebook, providing you with the best practice for each technique to integrate into your daily practice. I'll be guiding you through the best way to do these exercises, because often seeing it in print is a great reference point, and that is a foundation document there for you to be able to reference, but seeing it in person or online is actually what really helps understand the breathing techniques. So I just want to talk about any contradictions. If any of you have cardiovascular disease, long COVID, respiratory disorders, you're pregnant, epilepsy or bipolar, or have any sort of health issues, just to be mindful of when you're doing breath work, particularly certain sorts of breath techniques, that we need to be really conscious of potentially not going as long or as hard as as some of the techniques may be. At any time you're feeling a little bit dizzy, lightheaded, or you're just not feeling completely right, then just resume normal breathing, just take it easy, have a sip of water, and just completely relax as best as you can, because some of these techniques are changing our rhythm and our patterns and can cause those sorts of a little bit of dizziness or lightheadedness. We're going to start with our first technique. Now, in the ebook, there are, as you are probably aware, there are 10 techniques. And I said I was going to add a couple of bonus techniques into today's presentation. One of the most important techniques is so vital for breath work is breath awareness. And so before we can do any breath work, we must become aware of our breath. We need to learn to consciously observe and feel your breathing pattern. So it's the key step in mastering your breath work. So breath awareness is really simple. And so I'm just going to invite you now to sit in a comfortable position. And I just would love you to put your hands on your lap and just, if you're comfortable, to close down your eyes gently. If you don't feel comfortable with closing your eyes, just a soft gaze. And I just want you to do absolutely nothing with your breath apart from become aware of your breath. Observe your breath as you inhale through your nose and exhale through the nose. If you're breathing fast or slow, it really is what your breath is at the moment. I don't want you to change your breath. I just want you to follow the inhale and the exhale. Notice how it feels as the air enters into your nostrils, and see how it travels through your body and where it goes. When your mind becomes distracted with your thoughts, just bring your focus back to the rhythm of your breath, observing the inhale and the exhale. When we focus on our breath, we become present. And as Eckhart Tolle says, that it's as simple as observing our inhale and our exhale, we are in meditation. Just continue just for another minute of observing your breath, noticing the air as it's cooler, as it enters your nasal passages, and then when you exhale, how the air is warmer. Just a few more breaths, percolating in this lovely moment of just observing your breath. And in a few moments, one more breath, and then gently opening your eyes and coming back into the room. Great. So now we've done the foundations of all our breath work with a bit of breath awareness. We'll now move on to another foundation breathing technique, which is diaphragmatic breathing. So diaphragmatic breathing, commonly known as belly breathing, is a fundamental breathing exercise. It encourages full oxygen exchange and is highly effective in reducing stress promoting relaxation and strengthening your immunity system. Deep breathing is about using our diaphragm rather than shallow breathing, which is into the chest. So if you can put your hand on your heart and your hand on your belly, you can close your eyes down once again if you want to, or you can have a soft gaze. We're just going to breathe through the nose. It's absolutely essential with diaphragmatic breathing, as is with most breathing, that we breathe through our nose. So if you gently breathe in through your nose and down into your belly. Inhale, breathing slowly through your nose, allowing your stomach to rise and expand, pushing your hand out. And your chest should remain still. Exhale through your nose and feel the stomach fall or contract back, and the hand on your belly as it goes in towards your spine. So breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. If your chest has got a lot of rising in it when you're breathing in, that's okay, but just what you want to do is you're breathing in and breathing out. You want to almost direct your breath as you breathe through the nose, direct it down into your belly. Feel your belly rise. Your chest should remain still. If you're struggling with that, lying down is a really good way to actually really notice your belly breathing. But just stick with this for a little bit. Breathing into your belly and out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. Breathing in, belly rises. Breathing out, belly falls. In and out. Just a couple more breaths. Feeling the belly rise and the belly fall. And then just slowly opening your eyes and just resuming your normal breathing. But really, diaphragmatic breathing is one of the most vital breathing forms that we can do. And if we can bring it into our every breath, breathing into our belly, then we'll be in a much healthier, calmer state. Interesting enough, the diaphragm is the most important muscle of respiration. It's also one of the largest muscles in our body, other than our gluteus maximus. The simple act of belly breathing is a significant step in building the diaphragm muscle. So when we breathe into our diaphragm, it massages and supports other internal organs such as the liver, large intestine, spleen, and bladder. Okay, so is everyone feeling okay? Thumbs up. Did everyone get that good feeling into the belly? Yep, brilliant, excellent. So the physiological sigh. So this is another one that I've added into this masterclass. The physiological sigh is a type of deep breath characterized by a double inhalation followed by a single longer exhalation. The physiological sigh acts as a reset button for our respiratory and nervous system, and it really is instant stress relief. and it plays a vital role in maintaining the balance between our sympathetic and our parasympathetic branches of our autonomic nervous system. So our autonomic nervous system is all the different parts of us that automatically happen, like our blood chemistry, the heartbeat, our breath, different aspects of our autonomic nervous system that all happen voluntarily, but breathing is the only thing that we can change in our autonomic nervous system. And in our autonomic nervous system, there are two branches: the parasympathetic, which is our rest and digest, or our sympathetic, which is our fight or flight. Currently in the world, too many of us live in a sympathetic state, in a state of anxiety or stress or burnout, and that's because we're too much in the sympathetic. So a lot of these breathing exercises are about bringing us into a calmer state of being. So the physiological sigh is as simple as, I'll just demonstrate it for you and then we'll do some together. It's a big breath in through the nose, and then you top it off, the second sip of air at the end, and then you let it out the sigh. Do that again. So you're taking a deep breath in, trying to do that into the belly. Top it off. Really let that sigh out. Let that sigh drop out, and also you can make a big sound if you want. Don't force the sigh out. So let's do 5 of those together. So breathing in. Good. One more. Great work, everybody. So you should be feeling a lot calmer after that. Sighing is a natural reflex we do as human beings. It's really activating our parasympathetic nervous system and just instantly releasing any stress or anxiety that's built up. So I don't know if any of you listen to podcasts, but one of my favorites is Dr. Andrew Huberman, who is a scientist, and he, in collaboration with Dr. Spiegel of Stanford School of Medicine, published a clinical trial showing that the cyclic physiological sigh practiced daily for 5 minutes reduces overall stress, promotes relaxation, improves sleep, lower resting heart rate, and enhanced mood. Even just 1 to 3 of those sighs can allow us to return into a calmer state of being. So if you've got those, you're about to go into a meeting, or things aren't going right, or you just really need to release some tension, just 1 to 3 of those physiological sighs will actually help. Okay, so moving on. Now we're coming to some of our breathing techniques. So the 4-7-8 breathing technique is also known as the relaxation breath. It's a simple yet powerful tool to help you relax and fall asleep faster, or if you're dealing with insomnia. I often found when I was having some pretty bad sleeping patterns in the last year or so, that actually been able to do a few 4-7-8 breaths either before I went to sleep or if I woke up in the middle of the night, that these really did help bring me down to a calmer state and get me back to sleep. Another key technique for activating our parasympathetic nervous system. It's also a breathing technique that you can use if you're anxious or stressed at any time. We're going to be breathing in for the count of 4, be holding the breath for the count of 7, and then exhaling for the count of 8. Now, the count of 8 is quite a long exhale. What we're going to do together is we're going to breathe in through the nose, we're going to hold for the count of 7, but then when we exhale, we're going to purse our lips as if we're blowing on a straw or blowing bubbles. It allows us to control our breath and extend that exhale much easier than, say, doing it through your nose. Okay, so let's do that together. I will guide you through this. When I count you in, I'll go In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that word replaces the number, just so that makes sense to you, I hope. Awesome. Okay, so hands on your lap, nice and relaxed. You can close your eyes down or have a soft gaze, whatever is most comfortable for you. And breathing in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember to, when you're doing that exhale, to blow out through your lips if it makes it easier, like a straw, to extend that exhale. And again, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, everybody. How are we feeling? Was that okay? Was that exhale okay? And did it help blowing through the lips? Yeah, it definitely does. Awesome. Well done. Nice one. And so Dr. Andrew Weil, who is a huge advocate and actually brought this technique back into contemporary society, says that the 4-7-8 breath is actually the nervous system's natural tranquilizer. There we go. That's a good one. And this is actually an old pranayama technique that means regulation of breath. So next one is another counting one, box breathing. And it's a powerful stress reliever and concentration enhancer. This technique is used by athletes, police officers, and others in high stress situations to calm the nerves and focus the mind. But anyone can use this integral breathwork technique. It's perfect to use when you really need to focus on the task ahead. Quite simply, we will be breathing in for the count of 4, holding for the count of 4, and exhaling for the count of 4, and holding for the count of 4. Okay, so once again, just hands on lap, comfortable position. I'll guide you through. We'll do about 6 or 7 rounds of the box breathing. Getting ready. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. One more. 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Great. Now just bring your breathing back to its normal, natural rhythm. Well done, everyone. Should be getting really nice and calm now. So a little bit interesting stuff about box breathing. It also has its roots in pranayama. And pranayama is an ancient yogic practice that involves regulating the breath to improve mental and physical well-being. In yoga, this technique is called samvriti pranayama, which translates to equal breathing. It's been practiced for centuries in India, with references to pranayama dating back way back between 800 and 500 before Christ. So that's a long time ago that they were already doing these amazing breathing techniques. So box breathing gained popularity in modern times through its use in military and medical settings. The United States Navy SEALs began using box breathing as a way to improve mental focus and calmness in high-pressure situations. And they also found that it helps prevent panic attacks and reduces anxiety in combat situations. And our next technique is paced respiration. It's another controlled breathing technique where the inhale and exhale are timed to specific counts, often to promote relaxation and reduction in stress. The method's used to synchronize the breath with our heart rate and can manage anxiety and improve our overall well-being. Paced respiration is also known as breath counting. It's got 4 phases. It's inhalation, it's holding our breath, it's the exhalation, and it's the pause in a breath. And depending on the length of each phase relative to the others, a different effect is created in the body and mind, and therefore more relaxing, depending on the length of the counts and the holds, etc. The longer the out breath, the greater the stimulation of the parasympathetic nervous system. And holding the breath briefly at the top of an inhalation oxygenates the blood and increases our energy levels. And the more equal the inhalation and the exhalation, the more balanced the nervous system becomes. More on that to come with some other breathing that we'll be doing later on. I wanted to do this one with a really lovely timer that I found on YouTube. The reason I like it is it's got a lovely tone with waves gently lapping onto the beach in the background, hands on your lap and getting ready to breathe. Breathing in for 2, 3, 4, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, hold, out. All these breaths have done breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In, hold, out. In, hold, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just another 3 rounds. In, 2, 3, 4, hold, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In, hold, and out. Last one. In, hold. Just coming back to around breath counting. So counting the breath gives us something to focus on the mind on, which helps when we become so easily distracted in our busyness of life. It can also act as a mantra, taking up the headspace that might otherwise be occupied. So counting sheep has some relevance when you hear it, counting in this context, right? Next is one of my favorite breathing techniques, the hummingbee breath. So the hummingbee breath is a calming breathing practice that mimics the gentle buzzing of a bee. And the vibration from the humming sounds calms our nervous system and tones our vagal nerve. I'll talk a little bit about that in a moment. The humble hum can be practiced anywhere, anytime to down-regulate our nervous system and support our immune system. One of the beautiful things about the humming breath is it creates nasal nitric oxide. I'm just going into a little bit of breathing in to the nose and humming. Science here, because I think this is really fascinating stuff. So nasal nitric oxide is a naturally occurring gas that we produce when we breathe through the nose. Nasal nitric oxide is actually broadly antifungal, antiviral, and antibacterial. It's also a vasodilator, playing an important role in the dilation of our blood vessels so that the oxygen can be properly distributed throughout the body. So gentle nasal breathing optimizes our nasal nitric oxide levels in our airways and blood, and it kills pathogens as well. So it's really good. If you're in a room with people with flu and colds, if you're breathing through the nose, you're less likely to get sick than if you were breathing through your mouth. And when we breathe through the mouth, there's no filters. If we breathe through our mouth, the air goes directly down and hits our lungs. There's no lovely passengers here within our nasal system that conditions the air, creates the nasal nitric oxide, and lands in our lungs and our system in a much better state. The reason the humming breath is such a good one, it creates 10 to 15 times more nasal nitric oxide in our system. It opens up our airways and it's carried into our lungs in a much better condition during nose breathing. So the humming breath is really simple, and there are multiple ways we're going to do it, but we're just going to do it really simple today. And then further on, if we do more work together in the future, we can go into a few more advanced practices with the hummingbee breath. But it's really simple. It's a matter of just breathing in through the nose, closing the mouth, and humming. It allows us to extend that exhale. You'll notice the lovely vibration in our throat. And that's all toning our vagal nerve, which we'll talk a little bit more about shortly. So let's just do a few rounds of the hummingbee breath. So once again, hands on lap, nice and relaxed, breathing in through the nose, and then we close our mouth when we hum. Breathing in through the nose. One more. Beautiful. Love the humming breath. You can also do it with your closing your ears, and that takes it really internal. And also, if you are ever feeling like you've got a sore throat or if you've got some sort of bug coming on, do lots of humming. It really does help remove those pathogens and make you feel so much better. I know when I had COVID and I had like razor blades in my throat, I actually just lay there and hummed for as much as I could. And within an hour, I'm not humming for an hour, but shortly after, I felt so much better through humming. It's a really powerful one. Awesome. Just wanted to briefly bring up about the vagal nerve. The vagal nerve is this key nerve that runs from the base of our neck and goes right down to the base of our spine. It's one of our longest nerves in our body, and it comes down through our neck. It also goes down through our jaw, down through our throat, and it has all these arms that go into all our different organs. And so the more nasal breathing we do and toning the vagal nerve, the better the body is relaxing and recovers from states of anxiety, and maintains a much healthier state of homeostasis. Like, I just did a course in Bali, and we had an amazing Kiwi guy called Peter Larkin, who's a neuroscientist, and the vagal nerve is like the king and the queen all together of the nerves. And when we tone our vagal nerve, we have a much healthier system. Breathing through the nose and humming and all these things help tone our vagal nerve. The next one is alternate nostril breathing. Just checking in, everyone okay? Doing all right? Yep, fantastic. Beautiful. Okay, so we are going to be doing the alternate nasal nostril breathing, known as Nadi Shodhana in the yogic tradition. It's a breathing technique that helps to balance and harmonize the left and right hemispheres of the brain, quietening the inner critic and boosting focus and creative thinking. It also helps with blood circulation, reduces blood pressure and our heart rate, and improves movement and memory. We're going to be using our right hand. We took these two fingers on the center of our forehead. We have our thumb, and we use our ring finger and our thumb as these two fingers to open and close our nostrils. These two fingers are just gently on our forehead. And these ones are what we're going to be using to open and close our nostrils. Anybody left-handed? If you're left-handed, then you might prefer to do, what we'll be doing is we'll be closing one nostril at a time, where we inhale and then we swap the fingers over. I'm just going to demonstrate and then we'll do it together. So can you all see me? What I'm doing here, these two fingers here, I'm going to just take a breath in and a breath out, and then I'm going to place my thumb on the nostril, and I'm going to breathe in through the left nostril. Then I take my ring finger and I press onto the nostril, and I open the other nostril and exhale. Then breathe in through the right. Close it off with the thumb and open up the other nostril and breathe out. And that's one cycle. We've all got our fingers like that. Breathing in through the left. Close it off with the ring finger and exhale through the right. Breathing in through the right. Close it off with the thumb and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close it off and exhale through the right. In through the right. Closing the right down and exhaling through the left. In. Close it off. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close it off and exhale through the left. Inhale. Close it off. Open up and exhale through the right. You can just all carry on doing that just for a few rounds, so I can just check that you're doing that okay. Just remember that you're inhaling through one, you're closing it off, opening up the other, exhaling, and then inhaling, closing it off, opening up and exhaling through the other. Yeah, that looks good, Ellie. Good, excellent. Okay, just a few more cycles, full complete cycles. I'll just do that at your own time. If you do 2 more cycles each, and then when you're ready, just bringing your hands back, calm position. Great work, everybody. Nice. Awesome. Well done. Just wait for Rachel to finish. You all good, Rach? Cool. All right. I love this quote from one of my favorite yoga and breathwork teachers out there on the circuit, a guy called Max Strome. Some doors only open from the inside. Breath is a way of accessing that door. It's a beautiful quote. Righto. So this one is the progressive relaxation breathing. This technique is particularly good at reducing physical tension and muscle stress while enhancing the body awareness and mindfulness. As our body relaxes, so does your mind. And this can help you react also at the first signs of muscular tension that often accompanies with stress. During this relaxation, this breathing relaxation technique, we're going to be working on all different major parts of our muscle groups in our body. What we'll be doing is we'll be breathing in, and then we're going to be tensing up different parts of our body. Start with each different part of the body, but we'll just do left and right together because of time. And basically, for example, I'll say breathe in and tense up your feet. So you curl your toes downward and just really tense up your feet. And then exhale and relax that body part, right? And then we'll move on to the next body part, which will be the lower leg and feet, where I'll ask you to tighten your calves, your muscles by pulling your toes towards you, really tensing up for that as you breathe in for a few seconds, and then just letting it go and relaxing. We'll just work through a different part. We'll start with the lower legs, then we'll do the entire leg. We'll do the buttocks, the hands, the entire right and left arm, the stomach, the chest, the neck, the shoulders, the mouth, the eyes, the forehead. Okay, make sure you're comfortable. You may want to lie down for this one. If that looks like some of you may want to do that, that's awesome. This one's really about focusing on different parts of our body and releasing that tension out of the body. We're going to breathe in. I want you to curl your toes downward and really tense up your feet. And exhale, relax those feet. Right. And then lower leg and feet. Breathe in and tighten your calf muscle by pulling your toes towards you and feet. Hold it in with that. Really tense that up. And then exhale and just relax. Just let all that tension go out of those lower leg and feet. And then we're going to do the entire leg where we'll squeeze the thigh muscles while doing that. So the whole leg and your thigh muscles as much as possible. Breathing in. Squeeze the thigh muscles, entire leg, and release. And as you exhale, you can do a big sigh. And then our buttocks, so I want you to tighten by pulling your buttocks together. Okay, so let's inhale, tighten those buttocks. Yes. And then release. And the next one is our hands. Breathing in, clench your hands really tight, clench your fists, and then let them go. That exhale. Just feel that tension leaving your body as you progressively let that go. And now let's do the entire right and left arm. So you'll tighten your biceps by drawing your forearm up towards your shoulders and make a muscle while clenching your fist, almost a bit like that, right? So breathing in. Oh, and let it go. Just let everything drop and let all that tension out. Awesome. And then the stomach, when we're tightening our stomach, we're going to suck our stomach in. We're going to breathe in. And suck the stomach in. And release. And next is the chest, and we'll do that when we'll tighten our chest by taking a deep breath. Breathe in and really, and release. Now neck and shoulders. We're going to raise our shoulders up to our ears as we breathe in like that, and then we'll drop them down and release. Okay, so breathing in. And let them go. Excellent. And next is the mouth. We're going to open your mouth wide enough so you're stretching the hinges of the jaw when you're breathing in. So breathing in. And release. That's quite funny, that one. All right. And then our eyes. Clench your eyelids tightly shut. Breathing in. And clench those eyes tightly closed and release. And finally, the forehead. You're going to raise your eyebrows as far as you can up. And and furrow your forehead as you do that. Breathing in. And release. That's progressive relaxation breathing. It's a slightly tricky one. It lets us focus on different parts of our body. And when you do that on your own, you could do left and right side on their own and like really focus on each part of the body as you go up. But you will find it really releases a lot of tension out of your body. I often do in the morning when I wake up. These are some of my exercises just to loosen everything up so that, the shoulders and the arms and different parts of the body where you're actually giving them a good tense and then letting it all go. Beautiful. The next one is the lion's breath. This is also a pranayama technique. It relieves tension in the throat and the chest. It energizes the body. It removes toxins and clears the mind. Depending on where you are, you can sit cross-legged if you are comfortable with that. You can kneel on your knees, or if you're just sitting on a chair like I am in an upright position, that's absolutely fine as well. This one is really a great one for expressing oneself as such. What we do is we take a deep breath through the nose and into your belly, and then on the exhale, you open your mouth wide, stick your tongue right out towards your chin, and you do an exhale forcibly with a sound. I'll just demonstrate that to you. I'll do it again. Let that sound and feeling of that breath from deep within passing across your entire tongue, really let it out. And keep the tongue out for the entire exhale. And don't be afraid to go loud if you need to, right? If this is new to you also, don't strain your throat. And what we'll do is in between each line breath, we'll just stop and take a few normal breaths, and then we'll do it again. We're just going to do 5 of these, okay? So everyone good? Everyone okay? Fantastic, beautiful. Okay, hands on lap, or you can also, if you're in the right position, lean forward a little bit is also a good way of like really letting it out. I want to see some good expressions on the faces when we do the lion's roar, okay? Let's go. Breathing in. Just a few normal breaths actually in between each lion's breath. And then breathing in. Good. A few rounds of normal breaths. Just 2 or 3 normal breaths in between. Think of all the toxins that are coming out when we do this one. Breathing in. Love it. Okay, 2 more, just a few more breaths, gentle breaths in between. Okay. We're going to do one more after this, just a couple more gentle breaths in between. Last one, big deep breath in. Beautiful. Well done, everyone. The next one is Buteyko breathing. This one really does emphasize nose breathing, as do all of the techniques, but this one is about the reduction in our breath rate and the volume of air to increase our CO2 tolerance, which leads to better oxygenation of our tissues and organs. And it's really good for helping alleviate asthma and panic attacks and hyperventilation, because over-breathing actually disturbs the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide in our lungs. And there's a whole lot of stuff contrary to popular belief that when we take a deep breath in, we need more oxygen. But actually, it's actually the opposite of that. We need to be breathing lighter, slower, deeper. And actually, we need CO2 in our system, because CO2 is what makes us breathe. It's what makes us take our next breath. The Buteyko breathing method is a strategy to retrain dysfunctional breathing based on the method that many disorders can result from abnormal breathing pattern. To be more specific, things like asthma, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, panic attacks, anxiety, the body compensating for hyperventilation, or in simple terms, over-breathing. And this is what's happening with so many of us, is we're over-breathing. So Konstantin Buteyko was actually an amazing Russian doctor who founded this method. He implemented the Buteyko method with the theory that asthma is the body's way of attempting to reduce the airflow passing through the lungs in order to reduce the carbon dioxide that we lose. When we blow off too much carbon dioxide, our blood vessels constrict and the oxygen exchange in our cells is reduced, which is what causes disorders such as asthma or panic attacks. It's really interesting. It's completely the opposite to what we think, but it's important that we don't blow off too much carbon dioxide, which is hyperventilation causes. Simply, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breathing in and out through the nose, just normal breathing. And then on a normal exhale, we just pinch our nose gently and we hold our nose for 5 seconds. I'll count you through. And then at the end of that, we must inhale back and not exhale out. And the reason we need to do that is because the nasal nitric oxide that has been generated with our nose being closed then goes back into our systems rather than being breathed out through our system. We're just going to do a few rounds of this, and it's really simple. It's really gentle. It's short breath holds, but really good for our system and good balance. Okay, so we're just going to breathe just normally, in through the nose, out through the nose, pinch the nose, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In through the nose, normal breathing for a few breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose, pinch the nose, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, out. The nose, out through the nose, pinch the nose, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in through the nose, out through the nose, pinch the nose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale normally, exhale normally. 2 more. In through the nose, out through the nose, pinch the nose, hold the nose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just one more. In through the nose, out through the nose, and pinch the nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. You can do that for about 5 to 10 minutes for a good practice. It's just really a great way of getting more nasal nitric oxide into our system and also getting our body used to a little bit of air hunger, and that therefore generating a bit more carbon dioxide, which then enables us to breathe and open up our blood cells. Better oxygen exchange into the system. Lower rate, higher stage. That's a lower rate of breathing. An interesting fact is that on average, we breathe between 12 to 20 times a minute. And we should be breathing about 5 to 6 times a minute, but that's what we'll be doing with some coherent breathings shortly. We are generally breathing a lot faster than we need to be, but that's because of our way of living. And let's be honest, it's pretty hard to be able to breathe in for 5 and out for 5 all of the time. But that's why we are now moving on to coherent breathing. Coherent breathing is a practice that involves breathing at a rate of 5 or 6 complete breaths per minute, which synchronizes our heart rate, blood pressure, and our brainwave function. The rate maximizes the heart rate variability, that creating a resonance effect in the body that leads to increased mental clarity and a calm physiological state. Now, the higher our heart rate variability, the healthier and longer we will live. The lower our heart rate variability is a sign of mortality. The good news is we can expand our heart rate variability by doing exactly this, coherent breathing. Dr. Alan Watkins, who is a leading expert and an advocate for coherent breathing, indicates that if we practice coherent breathing anywhere between 15 to 20 minutes a day for 6 months, that we can reduce our heart age by 10 years. Coherent breathing is a firmly implanted part of my daily breathwork practice. I wake up in the morning and that's how I start my day. In bed, I do 20 minutes of coherent breathing. We're going to be breathing in for the count of 6 and out for the count of 6, which means that we'll be breathing 5 breaths per minute. Now, you may feel a little bit discomfort with that. That's okay, just because what happens is we're really slowing our breath rate down. Once you get into a relaxed state with this, it's just beautiful. And we're going to be doing it to music. I'll be guiding you through it. We're going to do about 5 minutes of coherent breathing. This is our last technique for this evening. That's perfect. We'll finish with coherent breathing. This one, if you want to lie down, I highly recommend it. Or if you want to sit there, that's absolutely fine as well. And I'll be playing some music. So the music I'm playing, you breathe in on the high notes and you exhale on the low notes. It's a simple piano track, and I will guide you through it. If everyone just wants to get into a really nice, comfortable position. With this particular counting, even though we are breathing in for the count of 6, I'll actually be counting us in for the count of 4 at a slow rate, which equals 6 seconds. I don't mean to be confusing, but we actually will be breathing in for 6 and out for 6, but I'll be counting you in for 4. If everyone's ready, maybe just if everyone does a couple of sighs, just to get in sync, just having a good sigh. And again, a nice big sigh. In, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, Breathing in, the belly rises. Breathing out, the belly falls. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, the body expands. Out, body relaxes. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in. Breathing out. In. Out. Breathing in on the high notes. Out on the low notes. Music rising, breathing in. Music falling, breathing out. Let the breath be soft like a wave. Breathing in gently. Breathing out smoothly. Feel the whole body expanding with each breath in. Feel the whole body softening with each breath out. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3. And shortly the music will fade, and I want you to just slowly bring your breath back to a normal rhythm, just staying in a nice, calm, relaxed, gentle state. normal breathing. And just bring your breath back to a normal rhythm. Just lying there or wherever you are, sitting there and just percolating in the beautiful feeling that you will have had after that coherent breathing. Internal balance with plenty of tranquility and equilibrium after coherent breathing. And all the other exercises that we've done today, which should be feeling really lovely and relaxed. Now I'm checking in and seeing how you are all feeling and how was your experience. You're very welcome to put something in the chat. Very welcome to unmute your microphone and share anything. Or if you just want to hold on to whatever, that is also absolutely okay.
Great.
You feel great. That's awesome.
Really good.
Yeah.
I like the exercise with the piano.
Yes, it's really lovely, that music. Yeah.
The other one is a little bit more energetic, all those different facades of it. It's great.
Whenever I do my breathwork classes, I always love to finish with coherent breathing. As you know, this really is the perfect finale. Yeah. Thank you, Kirsten. Ellie.
Oh, I found that all very interesting. I've got a cold at the moment, so one here was fascinating. I think I'm quite tactile, so I actually really like that because I like doing something at the same time, but you're still doing something. No, I found all those really fascinating. I think they're great.
Beautiful.
I'm so glad I stumbled across this at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm glad you did too.
Great.
Thank you, Helen. Yeah,
really
cool.
great. Thank you.
Lovely. Thanks, Ellie. It's awesome. Anybody else, or anybody want to put anything in the chat? It's all good. I'm mindful that the evening is when our 90 minutes isn't too far off, but yeah. Catherine?
And there were a couple of questions. Oh, it was amazing, Amanda. I plonked myself into bed, and I would quite like to just stay here now.
Good.
Yeah, I know, right? So Rachel had a couple of questions that she popped in the chat.
Okay, Rach, let me just get back in there. Now I can have a look at this.
Hi.
Great. What's the best technique to reduce high blood pressure?
Yeah.
Just what we did. Coherent breathing is absolutely the best potential technique. Rachel, when you're walking, you're a really active person. So when you're out walking, even if you're stepping for like breathing in 4 and out for 4, like just getting that breath in and equal out really will help reduce your blood pressure, or anybody that you know that may have high blood pressure.
They've just told me I had blood pressure and trying to push me onto medication, but I don't want to go on that because apparently you can't come off it once you're off it. And so I just want to try different techniques. I'm also ice bathing regularly.
Yeah.
Trying that. When I go up the mount with friends, I'm always the last because I'm such a shallow breather and I breathe into my chest. So that's why I wanted to get into more into work, because I think it would help me to climb mountains better.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And you know how I talked about the potato breathing? Well, and then there was a quote from Patrick McEwen. He brought potato back into the modern contemporary world after it all got hidden away there back in the 50s, because it was so successful with getting people with asthma and respiratory conditions healed. Patrick McEwen is all about breathing lighter, slower and deeper. And he actually trains some of the world's top athletes, and they are all nose breathers. A lot of them are crossing the finish lines doing sprints with their mouths closed. They're not puffing like that. They're just like really efficient breathing in through the nose. And so there's a lot of really good stuff out there that will be able to help you.
Nigel Beach, who you know of in the Mount, he trains athletes, but he gets them to wear like a mask so they physically can't breathe through their mouth.
That's it.
So it's interesting. I just had one more question about the humming noise.
Yes.
I was listening to you, and am I supposed to be making more noise on the full breath out?
You're just on the breath out, no noise on the inhale, just breathing in through the nose. And then that exhale is where you hum, but you always hum with your mouth closed, so you get that sound, get that humming sound. And you do it more at a monotone rather than, more than a singing sort of hum or a melodic sort of hum. Yeah. And another really interesting thing to do with the humming breath is to close your ears, and then it gives you go more internal with it, and you get a real sense of the vibration and the sound really amplified when you close your ears and do that as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't answer those questions earlier, but I really, appreciate getting them now. And Iris, I'm not sure if, oh, great, Iris, thank you. And I feel both relaxed and for the nitric breathing, do I inhale and close my nose, or I close it after exhaling? With the potato breathing, so you always inhale after you've closed your nose. So that means that the nasal nitric oxide goes back into your system rather than you breathing it out after you've generated it with your pinched nose. Yeah, I hope that helps there, Iris. Great to see you here, Iris. Iris was one of my Qigong buddies that I met when I was over in Bali recently. So yeah, really cool. Awesome. Oh, that is so great. Thank you. Really, thank you so much for sharing. That's awesome. And I just really want to bring in about daily practice. Daily practice is really the transformative qualities of breath work definitely lie in its simplicity and accessibility. It's right here. It's at the end of our nose. We have access to it and we can control it. A few minutes a day, we can practice some of these techniques anywhere, anytime. And it really is one of the best ideal wellness tools that we have available to us. Pretty much all of those techniques that I've shared with you, a lot of them can be practiced anytime, anywhere. Obviously, some of them won't be suitable when you're driving, but things like a humming breath or the coherent breathing, a lot of these ones can be just done when you're washing the dishes, when you're in the shower, box breathing. All of these are really easy, accessible techniques. You don't need to go to a studio. You don't need to go to a gym. You can do these at home. Admittedly, it is great to practice these together. And I'll talk a bit more about that right now. But even if you're just doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can do in your day, start your day with some breathing and just focusing on your breathing. It'll set you up for the rest of the day.
And sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, sorry, Emily.
For a beginner, which technique would you just start with?
Absolutely, I would start for all of it, always start with a bit of breath awareness, so tuning into your breath. And then I would definitely be looking at doing the diaphragmatic breathing. Really important. Really important that we learn to breathe into our belly. That is the absolute fundamental. Really important. I would suggest that one would be particularly good. The humming breath is also a beautiful one for beginners because we all can hum and we all love to hum.
Yeah.
It's a really nice thing to do. It just puts us in a better state of being. And then something like the box breathing is really simple and it's just short breath holds. And then the potato would be really good as those beginner ones. Yeah, definitely.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Awesome. Okay. We did talk about the daily practice and you can do this on your own, but we can all find excuses, right? Lack of time and patience for results. Obviously the perceived difficulty of some of the breathing techniques, and sometimes we end up having an inconsistent routine. But I could help you, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm really happy that you have all been part of getting the ebook into your hands and into your lives, and that you've come to this masterclass. And I'm so thankful that you're here. And I love doing online sessions one-on-one, and I love doing them in person, but I know geographically that it's just best to do it online, the only way to do it online. And I'm offering the first 10 people that have signed up or are here with us today, I will offer a 1-hour online session one-on-one with you for $27, the same price as the ebook. And so if you are interested, Catherine, you are going to put that link for my booking calendar. It's in the chat. I'll also be sending it out with the recording if now's not the right time, but I'll be sending the recording out tomorrow, and then you can look at that offer if you'd like to have a one-on-one session with me. And what I'll do with that one-on-one session is we'll dive into what your breathing needs are and how we can tailor a program for your specific lifestyle, because we're all different, right? And we all have different needs and requirements. That's what I'm offering to all of you as a continuation from this. I'm also building up my Breathe website at the moment. That will be going live in the next month, and I'll have all sorts of different programs and offers and opportunities for us all to breathe together again soon. This is me. I'm also available for corporate workshops, conferences, keynote speaking, retreats, private and public classes, and I also now am a Qigong teacher, which I'm also very excited to share with you at some point. And just on those private classes, last year in Auckland, I was like going into people's homes and they were bringing around, I know, 5 to 7 friends, and we were in their lounge and doing breathing sessions, which is a lovely way of getting groups of friends together to do it, if that's something that would work for you as well. Yes, that's pretty much it now, and I'm so thankful for you all being here today. Please, let's stay in touch, and I look forward to breathing with you all together again sometime soon.
Thank you, Amanda.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
Thanks, Amanda. That was amazing.
Awesome. Well, lots of love to you all. Have a great evening.
Thank
you. Okay.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Right.
Bye.
Doing this one.